Hi, how are y'all doing today? Today I'm going to be talking to you all about different kinds of party booking games that you can play at your parties. Now, please do note that even if you play party booking games, you want to make sure you have a couple of things in place. Number one, people book parties with people that are fun and entertaining and personable, have great customer service, and all of that. So make sure that you're doing all of those things in order to get the best results that you possibly can when it comes to party bookings. The other thing you want to know is that people book parties for three different reasons. Once again, number one, to have fun. Number two, to earn free product. And number three, to help a friend. So they book a party maybe because their friend is the hostess and they want to help her earn free products. Don't forget to use all three of those things. That way you can get the best results with your party bookings and get more party bookings in your schedule. So let's talk about the parties that you've had in the past. Did they hold? Have you played a party booking game before? Did you book any parties from that party booking game? Did the party booking game that you played help you hold those parties as well? So you want to make sure that the games that you are playing, they really need to speak to you. And I'm going to be showing you 10 different types of games to play at your parties. Every single one of them is a little bit different from each other, but they all have a similar goal, and that is for booking parties. Now, there are three different kinds of party booking games that you can play. I like to call them red, yellow, and green games. Your red games are a little more passive. You'll find that you'll book fewer parties with those, and those are basically for the people who really don't want to come across as salesy, or you don't want to really come across as a gambling kind of person at your parties. If you really want to get serious with booking parties, though, you're going to definitely want to look at yellow and greens. Your yellow kinds of parties are going to be ones that are a little more, a little less passive, but a little more proactive. And they're kind of geared to help you really get those booking ins that people really want to get in, but it doesn't really help so much with those maybe peoples. So if you really want to get those people who are saying maybe they want a party or maybe they want to book one later, if you want to turn those people into more party bookings, then you're going to want to go ahead and shoot for those green games, which I call very proactive games. And those are the games that you're going to play that are really high paced, have a lot of energy, and of course offer them some really great substantial hostess rewards and are a lot of fun. Another thing I want to talk to you about before I actually show you how to play certain party booking games is the importance of having an open date card. An open date card is basically a card that allows you to allow your customers to choose a date right then and there on the spot while they're still in the place that you're doing the party, versus having them choose it in the shopping room. It's going to make it a little more proactive for you. So I always take a little folder with me to my parties, and it's basically my open date cards. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do an open date card. This is my preferred method, as I go ahead and I print 1 month that I'd like to focus on, and you'll see that some of them are highlighted, some dates are highlighted, and they actually will say the time, 7 o'clock, or some of them have a 2 and a 7 o'clock spot for a Saturday. And it also will state on there if there's any extra booking incentives for those days. For instance, on weekdays, Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I found that those are typically harder for people to commit to those days right on the spot. So I like to make them a little more enticing by offering them a $100 shopping spree when they book on those dates with a qualifying party. And of course, in the summertime, you're going to have better attendance on a weekday party. You're going to have more people there just because weekends are so busy. So you might as well go ahead and start booking weekdays now if you have that availability in your schedule. That way, when you start seeing cancellations on the weekends, you have something to fall back on. So this is my preferred method of an open date card. There's also the Karen Phelps way of an open date card, and basically what she does is she tells you to book 1 week at a time. So you'll go ahead and you fill in the dates, and then they fill in their information here, and you can offer any kind of special hostess incentive. So it might say something like, book a party on one of these dates, get a free buzzing gift from me. And then of course once that's filled, you have the backside for the following week. One of the women on my team has created something very similar, but she has just kind of customized it so that it fits her needs a little bit better. So she has the hostesses that they booked originally from here, circles of how to get a hold of them if they prefer to be called, texted, emailed, all of the different ways. They put in their information here as well. And of course, she's going to be the person who fills in the dates before she gives them to her customers. So those are a couple of different ways, and I'm sure there are many, many more out there. I'm sure if you're an iPad user, I'm sure there's probably an app on there too for that. So essentially, just have your little open date card ready for you. So that once people start booking parties, you can just say, great, here are my dates. And then once you're in the ordering room, it feels really good to have 3 or 4 parties already on the book. Okay, so the first type of party booking games I'm going to talk to you about today are what I call your red games, which are your passive forms of booking. Those are essentially the ones that you are looking at a customer connection card and you're saying, oh, it looks like you'd like to have a party. If you choose to book a party, you can go ahead and spin the prize wheel. So the first one is an idea for your iPad. It's an app. It's called iPrize Wheel HD. And essentially what you're going to do is you can put a whole bunch of different things on here. I have things as simple as free vibrator, free coochie cream, free basic instinct, $100 shopping spree, adding $200 to your party total, bosom buddy, things like that. And all they're going to do is just spin the wheel. And you're going to go ahead and write that down in their calendar. So congratulations, you won a $100 shopping spree. That's an exciting one. Now, of course, she's only going to get that with a qualifying party and only on the date that she originally books it. So you want to make sure that you give her those little stipulations beforehand. So that's just a fun little way to do it, and it's not really bulky or cumbersome to carry around with you. Another idea that you can use for booking parties, and once again, these ones work well if you're already a whole lot of fun and people already know that they want to book a party. It just kind of gets them to make that commitment to a date right then and there. This one is called a booking board. And a booking board is something that you can use. I'm actually going to show a picture because I don't actually have one. These are just a couple of examples of some booking boards. I don't know if you guys can see those or not, but essentially it's a large frame, and you're going to basically put down, book your free ladies night in with me, and you get to flip for a prize. And there are a couple of different squares on these. You'll notice that they're covered up, and some people use Velcro, some people use tacks, and underneath those pieces of paper there's a special prize. Most people will use old magazines and cut out the pictures and laminate them. That way they last a little bit longer. But things like maybe a Basic Instinct, Coochie Cream, Body Dew, Dust Me Pink, Just Like Me, things like that. They're just basically choosing their hostess gift for the party. So once again, this one it's also considered a passive form of booking. You are going to be using it in the ordering room, and just the people who are going to want to play this one are going to be the people who are really interested in booking a party anyways. So the next things we're going to talk about, by the way, I should add, just because it's passive doesn't mean it's bad. Having a party booking game is better than none at all, and it's just going to help those people who want to have a party to commit sooner. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to talk about your yellow games, which are going to be, they're a little less proactive, but they're a little more than passive. So they're somewhere in the middle. And let me go ahead and show you guys the booking bag game. The booking bag game, you can go ahead and use old catalogs, once again, cut out pictures, and those are going to be basically pictures of products that you are willing to give out as a hostess gift. Once again, Shimmer Time, Coochie Cream, maybe you have some old discontinued scents or flavors of Whipped or Sensations, anything like that. The other things you're going to put in the bag are going to be things with discounts, like earn a 20% off item tonight, half off your shipping tonight, 10% off your entire order tonight, a free gift right now. And I also recommend that you put in a $100 Monopoly bill inside of one of those bags. And the reason why I say using cutouts for these is because a $100 play Monopoly bill feels the same as a cutout of a bottle of coochie cream versus, you know, the heaviness of the bag. So it just gives them a little more, I guess, a little more guessing is going on. To play it, you're going to give every single person a bag at the party, and you're going to tell them, you're not allowed to open this bag, you're not allowed to sniff it, you're not allowed to feel it. So you're just going to kind of leave them there, and they're going to just kind of be looking at this bag the whole time. Now, these are from the dollar store, obviously. You'd probably, I think they have better ones at Walmart or Target that are just kind of plain old pink, and I'm sure there's plenty places online. But cute little bags, and just give them to your guests. You're going to do your party, you're going to collect your customer connection cards, and you are going to, of course, thank the hostess and let her know that you really appreciate having your party with her, and you hope that she's going to be enjoying all of her free products that she's going to be getting by hosting a Pure Romance, or by her having her Pure Romance party. And of course, invite her friends to book a party as well. So you tell their guests if they want the same kind of shopping spree that Susie Hostess here is going to be getting, plus the extra free gift that's in this bag, then I want you to go ahead and don't open this bag, but I want you to go ahead and bring it into the ordering room with you. And you can book your party between now and the end of June. You always want to stipulate a specific time frame. And you're going to go ahead and you'll get that item at your own party. So if they're not interested in booking a party, then you can go ahead and just tell them, you know, if you're not interested, just go ahead and leave your bag on the table. Don't open the bag, but just leave it on the table. And I'll just go ahead and open up the bag and here, just kind of show you what's in here. I always staple these shut. That way you know if they've been tampered with. All right, so this one, ooh, a hot heart massager. Ooh. So essentially she'll get the hot heart massager as an extra free gift the night of her party. Makes sense? Fabulous. So you'll notice that once again, the reason why it's a little less proactive, but it's a little more than passive, is because it's really helping them to kind of determine if they want to open this bag or not. It's a gambling mechanism, but it's not as fabulous as maybe a green game is going to be. Okay, so of course you're going to want to make sure you have enough of these bags for every single person at the party that night. The next yellow booking game that I'm going to talk to you about is a game that many of you guys probably already know. It's called Pop My Cherry. Just as a side note, please be aware of any latex allergies that might be happening. It's a very common allergy, so make sure that the guests are prepared for that. And some people are afraid of balloon noises and popping them. Sometimes it's scary for people. So just kind of keep that in mind if you do choose to play this game. But the Pop My Cherry game, this is how it works. You're going to give each one of these guests a balloon like this. You can get them at the beginning of the party. You can go ahead and give it to them in the middle. And you're going to explain to them that if they choose to book a party between now and whatever date that you're saying, once again, give them a time frame, that they'll go ahead and they'll get whatever is inside of this balloon. It's an extra hostess incentive. So once again, it could be something like, it's a little piece of paper in here. It kind of tells them what's written. I don't know if you can see the paper. There it is. Once again, Coochie Cream, Body Dew, Shimmer Time. I recommend things that are probably $20 or less, just as that extra booking incentive, or possibly even things that you have that are floating around that have been discontinued, or as I like to say, limited edition items. And they get that. Now, here's the extra thing that's going to make it better. Now, it's very passive if you use it just as the balloon game. What makes it a little more yellow or a little more proactive is when you throw in this little extra feature. And that is, you have this extra special gift. Ooh, okay? So you'll say something like this. Now, if you choose to book a party, you're going to go ahead and pop this balloon, and I'm going to give you my open date card, and you can go ahead and fill in whatever date that you want. Now, when 3 people decide to book a party, then my hostess is going to be able to open this. So the first person who gets to pop the balloon, you get to unwrap the ribbon for Susie Hostess over here. The second person who pops the balloon, you get to unwrap the packaging, or unwrap the wrapping paper. And the third person who pops the balloon, you get to open up the box to see what's inside. Now, you can put lots of different things inside of here. It's just a little extra hostess incentive. for you to try to get 3 party bookings from every single party that you do. And once again, don't forget, I told you, people book parties to help their friends too. So please do not forget to use that as something that you can use to help you book more parties. Inside of this box, I have a $100 Monopoly bill. And so essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow her to choose any one item that's $100 or less as her free gift once all 3 shows hold a qualifying party. Now, qualifying party, once again, it's totally up to you what you choose that number to be. I choose $400. For my parties, I'm at a 55% buying discount. Mathematically speaking, that makes me happy. And qualifying also tells me that she's going to be booking and holding her party on the original date scheduled. She can't just keep on rescheduling it. So this is how you're going to play the Pop My Cherry game, okay? So you're going to need several of these, one for each person, and one of these fabulous little gifts. The next game we're going to talk about is what we call the Get Laid game. These kind of lays. And essentially what you're going to do with this is you are going to, in front of everybody, once everybody is sitting down in the demonstration party room, you're going to go ahead and explain hostess credits to the people that are there. So you're going to say, Susie Hostess, thank you so much for booking a party. If it weren't for awesome people like you, I would not be doing what I'm doing. And so just for having me here, I know that you're going to get lucky and you're going to get laid tonight with all of these romance products that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and put some lays right around your shoulder. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3. Going to go ahead and put them right around her. Now, as some of you guys are looking through the catalog, you're going to notice that you're going to find that your wish list is a whole lot larger than your wallet. And when you decide that you'd like to go ahead and take advantage of some of the hostess benefits yourself by having your own free Pure Romance party, and just so you know, most people get $100 to $150 in savings just by booking their own Pure Romance party, then I want you to go ahead and shout out, I want to get laid too. And your hostess is going to go ahead and put one of these lays right around your neck. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my open date card, and you're going to go ahead and choose a date that you'd like. Now, when she gets rid of 3 of those lays, then she's going to be able to open up this super fabulous gift again. Same thing goes with this one. The first person who gets her laid gets to open up the ribbon. The second person to get laid is going to unwrap the wrapping paper, and the third person to get laid gets to open up the box. And just so you know, the box looks like this. I got these from the dollar store. They're really pretty. You really don't even have to do all that, but I just find that it's more enticing if they can actually do something with it. It's just a little box. You can go ahead and fill whatever you want in it, and they're pretty and they're reusable. So that's how you're going to play the Get Laid game. The next game I'm going to show you is called the Gift Bag game. And the Gift Bag game is well, they're all similar concepts once again. What you're going to do is you're going to have a bunch of these little bags on your table, just cute and pretty and wrapped. But instead of actually having an open date card with this one, you're going to go ahead and you're going to write down the dates that you really want to book on the tags. And the trick to these is that the sooner the date, the better the gift inside. So for my June 4th date, there's actually an item in here that's valued over $42. And June 13th, there's an item in here that's valued at about $20. And for my June 19th, it's an item valued at about $16. You don't have to tell them what the values are, but you can just let them know that the sooner they book, the better the gift. And that's, once again, it's a supply and demand thing. People always assume that that they need to have a whole lot of time. So essentially, once they choose the date, or once they choose the little bag for the date, you can go ahead and write it down on your open date card, or she can go ahead and do that for you right on the date that you've already written down, because if you're playing this game, you're probably only going to have those 3 or 4 dates on there. And you're going to go ahead and write that down, like I said. Now, you're also going to have an extra box on the table. Once again, remember this. It's fabulous. There's lots of different ways you can use these. And this is the hostess gift. So you're going to explain that, you know, when 3 people decide to book a party tonight, not only will they get to have you as a super fun, you know, piece of entertainment at their party, but they're going to be helping Susie Hostess get another freebie, because if it weren't for awesome hostesses, you would not be doing what you're doing. So the first person who books a party gets to unwrap or take off the ribbon. The second person gets to unwrap the gift, and the third person gets to open up the box. And once again, put whatever you want inside of there. The trick is to these things is they do not get these items until all three shows hold a qualifying party on the date that they have it scheduled. So I've been doing something like this, a three-party rule. If 3 people book a party from that party, that my hostess gets an extra free gift. I've done that now for almost 5 years, and out of those 5 years, I've only had to give away 4 or 5 different items to people. Now, of course, we should also mention that if they do decide to open up this gift, that they do not take that gift home with them that night. That's a gift for them at their own party. So anytime you're ever giving any of these gifts out from any of these things that I'm showing you, they get those items at their own party. You don't want people just opening up gifts and then keeping the products and not holding any parties. Okay, and now we're going to talk about your green party booking games. And these are the really, really proactive games that are going to always yield great party booking results. And once again, as long as you are fun at your parties, providing great customer service, you know, dressed professionally, all that good stuff has to be in place as well too. If you really want to book some serious parties, these are some fast-paced games that are very exciting, and they help people really commit to a date. So this one is called the envelope booking game. I play this one a lot at my parties, and I typically get between 3 and 4 party bookings from every single party. So you want to make sure you're planting little booking seeds throughout your party, and just talk about how, like one of my favorite booking seeds to plant is when I talk about the heartthrob. And the heartthrob is one of our newest items that actually is kind of like a hot heart massager, but instead you get 2 of these little stones, and you also get one of our massagers as well, one of these little buzzing things to tuck into a little pocket back here, which makes it into a vibrating heating massage, which is wonderful. But I use this thing as my little bribery tool. So once I'm demoing this item, I'll say, now I'm going to tell you guys how you can earn one of these for free at the end of the party. Don't let me forget, okay? And so they're always like, ooh, because they all write it down in their list because it's amazing. And just so you know, as a side note, I break those in half. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So at the end of the party, you're going to explain to them, now we're going to go ahead and play one more game tonight, and it's called the envelope game. And how this works is you can either choose not to play at all, you can choose to play, or you can choose to upgrade. Now, if you choose to play, that means you're choosing an envelope. You get to do whatever's inside. Now, there's a whole bunch of different options inside of this envelope. Some of them are free shipping tonight. Some of them are 20% off item, a 20% off item tonight. Some of them are getting a free gift right now just for opening up the envelope. Some of them is 10% off your entire order. And then, of course, some of them have the best surprise of all, which is party time. And if your card says party time, that means you get to book a party with me. Our parties are free. I come to your home, and you get tons of freebies just for having me over. You're going to get about $100 to $150 in savings by having me. So it is the best thing of all. Now, if you're a person who knows for sure that you want to have a party, then what I'm going to have you do is, instead of picking an envelope, you're going to say upgrade. And if you upgrade, you are going to go ahead and choose the date that you want. And at your own party, I'm going to go ahead and throw in this little heartthrob for free for you. How would you like that? Now, just so you know, when I throw in the heartthrob for free, I'm throwing in a half a heartthrob, which is 1 of the warming discs and 1 of the vibrator components. So it's essentially a $30 value, but it's a wonderful hostess gift for them, and they love it. So I give away half sets for those. If you're not interested in doing that, then you can say something like, if you say upgrade, then you can go ahead and choose one of these buzzing gifts from my buzzing bag. I have a little bag that has a bunch of vibrators inside of it. So that's from the buzzing bag. Or you can go ahead and say, if you want to upgrade, you're going to get a $100 shopping spree at your own party right at your party if you go ahead and choose your date today. So what you're going to do is you're going to fan out your envelopes. Fan them out, fan them out, fan them out. Here they are. Go to the first person. Would you like to pass, play, or upgrade? most people play, just so you know. So let's say she plays and she's going to pick out a card. And you're like, woohoo, what's it going to be? Hey, congratulations, you get a party time. You get to party with me. Here's my open date card. Go ahead and choose the date that you'd like, all right? Perfect, and you're going to move on to the next person. All right, over here we have Jennifer. Jennifer, would you like to pass, play, or upgrade? I think I'm gonna upgrade. Oh, great! All right, Jennifer. Here's your little open date card. Once this person's done filling it in, you're gonna go ahead and fill that in, and I'm gonna go ahead and write down heartthrob on there because you're gonna go ahead and get this at your own party as well. Pay attention to those dates, girls, because some of those dates are already $100 shopping spree days as well. How about you, Katie? Would you like to pass, play, or upgrade? Oh, I think I'll play. So you're going to fan them out, and she's going to play. And she's going to get... Oh, look at that! She gets a party time, too. I swear, all of these are not loaded with party time. So guess what, Katie? You're going to go ahead and write down your date as well. Go ahead and choose your date, write down your information next to it, and we'll get you scheduled in. All right? And it continues on until everybody does it. It's a very rare occurrence that somebody says, oh, I just picked an envelope because I wanted to get a free gift. If they are going to have a party, if they book party time, they're going to choose party. And then when I call them in the next few days through their hostess coaching call, I'll be able to determine whether or not they're really serious. But I'll tell you what, it's going to really fill up your schedule very quickly. So this is the envelope party booking game. And once again, it's just with a little extra twist. They can either pass and they don't play at all. Play, and they get to do whatever's inside of this envelope. And there's always lots of good things in there, plus there's party times. Or they can upgrade. All right, the next one is called the dice booking game. And the dice booking game is also involving envelopes and dice. So here we have envelopes, and here we have dice. Okay, these are from the dollar store too. And how this game is going to work is you're going to go around the room towards the end or towards the middle of the party, and you are going to go ahead and tell them. You're going to go ahead and roll these dice, and you're going to choose a corresponding envelope. And you want to tell them that, just so you know, there are no parties inside of this envelope. You are not going to be stuck booking a party with me if you don't want to have a party. Just play the game anyways. All right, it really takes a lot of stress off people when you tell them that. There are no parties inside of these envelopes, none whatsoever. They are sealed envelopes, and there's actually gifts inside of here. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell them to roll the dice. Before they roll the dice, you're going to tell them, when you roll the dice, there are gifts in here. They are valued anywhere from whatever amount to whatever amount. Inside of my envelopes, I have items valued from $17 all the way up to $45. All right, so you're going to go ahead and roll the dice. Whee! My first number was a 5. So she'll go ahead and choose a number 5 envelope. And you can just kind of have them laying out next to you so it's easy for you to grab them. Now, I am kind of a math nerd, so let me tell you a little bit of probability. And that is the most common numbers for people to roll. The most common number is a 7, and then of course from there it's a 6 or an 8. So if you want to load things with more expensive gifts for the least likely numbers, which would be a 2 and a 12, you might put your more expensive items in there. But that's totally up to you, however you decide to do it. Okay, so she will roll the 5. Okay, the next person goes, they roll. All right, you get a 9. So she's going to go ahead and choose a number 9 envelope. Okay, so everybody has their envelopes, and they're just going to be holding on to these. That's it. They're going to hold on to them. You're going to go ahead and continue your party demonstration, blah, blah, blah. All right, and then you're going to say this. Now, just so you know, here's the trick. I don't want you ever to have to win a party from me. I don't ever want you to ever feel like you're forced to book a party. But I want you to go ahead and just think about it. If you're thinking about booking a party with me, then whatever's inside of this envelope is going to be yours at your own party. It's going to be an extra little gift for you at your own party. So, is there anybody in here that knows for sure they just don't want a party whatsoever? They never ever want to have a party? And most people won't raise their hands on that one, but if you do have people who can say, that's okay, just take their envelopes back. They're not allowed to look at them whatsoever. And then, if they do decide to open it, then what you're going to do is, you're going to say, if you guys do decide to book a party, then I'm going to have you go ahead and in the ordering room, you're going to go ahead and open up this envelope with me in the room, and you're going to go ahead and choose your date on my open date card. So, just some examples of what's inside. Number 5, she has a little sensations. Okay, so you would just write that down and near her party booking what her incentive is. And you can go ahead and just recycle these. Once again, if you laminate the cards that are inside, they'll last you a lot longer. So this is definitely, it's definitely a green game. It gets them to make a decision, but it's also not a pushy game. So if you're worried about coming across as too pushy, I don't think there's ever such thing, because so many people need to, you know, they need to learn how to make a decision. So just go ahead and just try it. It's a fun game. It's called the dice booking game. All right, next one. It's called the Sugar Sack game. You can also use the Pure Romance drawstring bags if you want to. And this is how this one works. You're going to have a bunch of sugar sacks sitting there on your table, all pretty. And you're also going to have a grand prize bag. And this is going to be someplace very noticeable, whether it be near the food or on the table display with just in front of people's faces, on the coffee table, wherever. It's going to be blatantly obvious that that is an awesome bag. So you're going to go ahead and give your hostess who's booking the party that night, give her free gift and tell her thank you so much for booking your party with me. And you just want to give her that first free gift, because people will understand that when they book parties, they get free gifts. It just kind of translate as awesome things to them. So you're going to go ahead and then do your demo. And at the end of your party, you're going to go ahead and play this game, play the Sugar Sack game. And you are going to go ahead and tell them. Now, if you guys are making a purchase tonight, go ahead and just grab one of these bags off my table. So everybody grabs a bag. Tell them. You can win a prize tonight by grabbing one of these bags. Some of the things inside of this bag are percentage off items. Some of them are free shipping. Some of them is a percentage off a specific item or one item tonight. And of course, some of them even say hostess rewards, where you've earned all of the hostess credits by booking your own Pure Romance party with me. Plus, they get the grand prize, all right? And this is the grand prize, okay? And essentially what happens is you're going to tell them not to open up the bag, and you can go ahead and talk to them about that in the ordering room. And inside of this grand prize bag, just in case you're curious, there's a couple little things. We have some Entice, which is limited edition. We have some Tell Me More lip gloss, which is extremely discounted. I took a 4-pack of the chocolate fantasy kit and put one of those in there. And I also took one of our limited edition whipped variety pack items and put that in there. So essentially, it's a very inexpensive little goodie bag, but it looks like it's pretty loaded with some awesome things. And if they decide to, if they get that grand prize one, then that means they get the grand prize bag once they go ahead and choose their party date. So that's called the Sugar Sack game. And then finally, okay, this one's my favorite game ever, okay? So this one is going to yield you a ridiculous amount of party bookings. And it's called the Deal or No Deal game. And like I said, it's my favorite game ever. And it's the simplest game in the world to play because you don't need a bunch of props. You just need some dice. You just need some dice and an order form, and they need their catalog and an open date card. Simple as that. And this is how it works. You're at the end of your party demonstration, and you're going to say, you know what? I'm feeling really generous tonight, and I have some really special dates that I'd really, really like to go ahead and get situated here. So let me go ahead and tell you how this works. I want you to choose any one item in the catalog that is $50 or less. Or if you're feeling extra giving, $75 or less. Or if you really, 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 really want to book a party, $100 or less in the catalog. And I want you to write down that specific item on the top corner of your order form. Okay? I'll let you guys take a look at the catalog because it'll probably take you a hot minute to figure that out. And while they're looking through the catalog, it'll give them just a few minutes. Go ahead and start cleaning up your demonstration. La-di-da-di-da, they're looking. And oh, by the way, you can also have them put this in on their customer connection cards in case you're a person that doesn't use order forms. And then you're going to go ahead and explain the rules. You're going to tell them, you know what? I'm going to go around to each of you, and you guys are going to roll some dice. And basically, I'm going to allow you to get that item that you just wrote down at the top of that piece of paper. I'm going to let you get it for whatever you roll your dice for. So if you say it's an item that's $50 or less that they chose, and let's say that they chose, oh gosh, I don't know, magic fingers. They chose magic fingers. They really want magic fingers. You're going to say, okay, you want that specific item? I want you to roll the dice. Boop. And you rolled number 6. Go ahead and write the number 6 on there. Now, what that means, Susie Q, is that if you decide to book a party for me tonight, I fill it in my open date card, you are going to get that specific item for $6 at your own party. Deal or no deal? And then you just wait. And most of them will say, huh, heck yeah, deal. Have your open date card ready? Awesome. Go ahead and write that down. Write down, pick date in my open date card. Next person. Go, 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 go. Susie. Right over here. No, Susie was the last person's name. Kathleen, go ahead and roll the dice. Woohoo. So you have that item right there. All right. Look at that. 7. You're going to get your item for $7 at your own party if you go ahead and book on one of my open date cards. Is it a deal or no deal? Heck yeah, that's a deal. All right, so she's going to go ahead and write down her name on that spot with the open date card, and you're going to go around and around to make sure everybody has the opportunity to do it. They're still making the decision. It's not really, it's not a scary game. They're not worried about, oh my gosh, I have to book a party if I get party time. It's totally in their hands, but it's such a great offer that they just can't refuse. Now, if you're worried about the mathematics of it, let me tell you, I think I've already told you once, I'm kind of a math nerd. So you go ahead and you have a 500, you're going to go ahead and make sure you put down a stipulation inside of their hostess rewards pamphlet that they need to have a qualifying party. If they have a qualifying party of $500, you're at a 50% buying discount. They get $50 in free product from having that. That's going to cost you $25. And then, of course, another $50 item is going to cost you $25 minus the amount that they paid. So if you're willing to, oh, I don't know, lose $20 to $25 for an extra party booking, then I would say play the deal or no deal game, because it's going to fill your calendar like crazy. As a matter of fact, you're probably only going to be able to play it a few times before you have to stop playing it because your calendar is going to be so full. And of course, people are going to be less likely to cancel on you with this game because that specific offer is only going to be valid on that day that they chose. So less cancellations, they're going to have to stick to that date that they have. And as I said, if you want to change it up, you can. If you want to offer an additional incentive, you can. If 3 people book a party, then the hostess can get a free gift if you want to. If you want to do other alternatives to this game, you could say roll 2 dice if you book on a weekday. If you want to book on a weekend, you're going to roll 5. All right, so supply and demand thing once again. So however you want to work it, just a really great game to play if you want to fill your party schedule. So there you have it. 10 different party booking games that you can play at your parties. Please only choose one at a time because that's just crazy if you try to do them all at one party. And try a couple of different ones. You don't have to settle and just stick with one. If it's not working for you after you try it 2 or 3 times, try another one. Some party booking games work great for some people. Some of them work great for others. And if you're finding that you're having a really hard time booking parties with any of the games that you're playing, then I challenge you to record yourself doing your party and ask yourself the question, would you book a party with you? I hope you guys have a great day and book lots of parties, and we'll talk to you soon.